You think silence is empty. You're wrong, silence is heavy, it has weight, it has texture, and right now, it is the loudest sound in her world. Picture her, she is sitting on the edge of her bed. The room is dim. The blue light of the screen paints her face in a ghostly hue. She unlocks her phone not because it vibrated, not because it chimed, but because her brain is itching for a hit of dopamine, a hit of validation, a hit of you. She checks the notifications. Instagram, 0 Snapchat, 0 iMessage. Nothing. Just the cold digital echo of her own decision for years, or maybe just months. She has been conditioned to believe that she is the prize, that you are the chaser, that no matter how far she pushes you, you will always come running back, begging, pleading, negotiating for a scrap of her attention. But this time something is different. The pattern has broken. The algorithm of your behavior has changed. You have gone dark, you have entered the void, and she is standing on the edge, staring into the abyss, waiting for it to blink back. Most men misunderstand no contact. They think it is a manipulation tactic, a way to trick her into missing you. That is a child's understanding of psychology. No contact is not a trick. It is a mirror. It is the only surface reflective enough to show her the truth of her own ego. Today, we are not talking about getting her back. We are talking about what happens to the human female psyche when the supply is cut off. We are going to dissect. With surgical precision, the 6 agonizing stages of regret that a woman experiences when a man she took for granted finally has the courage to walk away and never look back. Regret is not a light switch. It does not happen the moment you leave. It is a slow-acting poison, and today we watch it take effect. Before we can witness the crash, we must understand the machine. We must strip away the poetry of romance and look at the raw wiring of the female brain. Because what she feels during no contact is not initially about heart, it is about survival. For the entirety of the relationship, you served a biological function. You were a source, a consistent, reliable, predictable dispenser of dopamine. Every text message was a hit. Every compliment was a hit. Every moment of your attention was a deposit into her bank of self-worth. We live in an economy of attention, and for a woman, attention is the currency of survival. It confirms her status. It confirms her desirability. It quiets the ancient anxiety that whispers she might be left behind. When you initiate no contact, you are not just removing yourself, you are freezing her bank account. You are cutting the supply line to a subconscious addiction she didn't even know she had. This triggers a biological alarm, the same alarm that rings when a tribe member is exiled. It is panic, but here is the trick. The female ego is a powerful defense mechanism. It is designed to protect her from this panic, to mask the withdrawal symptoms with a layer of arrogance. So when the silence first hits, she does not feel the pain, not yet. Her brain creates a buffer, a temporary delusion that allows her to maintain her frame. She tells herself she is fine. She tells herself she is better off. She tells herself you were the problem. This is not a conscious lie. It is a biological shield, but shields are heavy and they cannot be held up forever. The dopamine receptors are starving, and soon the hunger will outweigh the pride. The biological baseline has been disrupted, and nature abhors a vacuum. She is currently standing in the eye of the storm. Everything seems calm, everything seems quiet, but the pressure is dropping, and the walls of her reality are about to close in. Day 1. Day 7. Maybe even day 14. This is the phase that breaks weak men. This is the phase where you panic because you look at her social media, you look at her life, and it looks like a celebration. She isn't crying, she isn't mourning, she is glowing, she's out with her friends, she is posting selfies with captions about new beginnings, she is drinking the wine, she is singing the songs, she is dancing on the grave of your relationship. Do not be fooled, and more importantly, do not be intimidated. This is what psychologists call the relief stage, or more accurately, the victory lap. You have to understand the mechanics of a breakup. From her perspective, for weeks or months leading up to the end, she was carrying a burden. The burden of doubt, the burden of friction, the burden of preparing herself to detach. She was weighing the pros and cons. She was mentally checking out while you were still physically checking in. So when the break finally happens, or when you finally go, no contact, she does not feel loss. She feels weightlessness. She feels like she just dropped a heavy backpack that she's been hiking with for miles. She takes a deep breath, and for the first time in a long time the air feels fresh. She tells herself, I made the right choice. I am free. I can finally breathe. Her ego is currently high on its own supply. She looks in the mirror and she sees a prize that has been returned to the market. She believes her value has just skyrocketed. This is the phase of delusional abundance. She looks at her DMs. She sees the orbiters, the guys who have been waiting in the wings like vultures circling a carcass, and she mistakes their lust for her value. She thinks, I can replace him in a heartbeat. I can do better. I deserve more. It is a manic high. A sugar rush of validation. She is convinced that the grass is greener on the other side because she hasn't actually had to graze there yet. She is just looking at the picture of the grass, not the reality of the dirt during this. Stage at your absence is not a punishment to her. It is a gift. She interprets your silence as compliance. She thinks you have accepted your defeat, and that validates her decision even more. See, he knows he wasn't good enough. He knows I'm out of his league. This is where 90% of men fail. They see her happy, they see her living her best life, and their anxiety spikes. They think she is gone forever. They think she has moved on. So they reach out, they break the silence. They try to remind her of what she's losing. Do not do it. You're interrupting the cycle. If you contact her now, you validate her ego. You confirm that you are lower status than her. You prove that you are still an option, and options are not prizes. Options are safety nets, and nobody desires a safety net. They just use it when they fall. Let her have her victory lap, let her run around the track, let her wave to the crowd, let her burn off that initial burst of energy, because no one can sprint forever. The adrenaline will fade. The dopamine will crash. The party has to end eventually, and when the lights come on and the music stops, she's going to have to walk home alone, in the quiet, in the dark. The high is temporary, the hangover is inevitable, and the hangover is coming. 2 weeks pass, maybe 3. The dust settles. The confetti from her victory lap has been swept away. The music has faded into a low hum, and the silence returns. But this time it feels different. In the beginning, the silence was freedom. Now, the silence is a question mark, a glitch in the matrix of her reality, a deviation from the script she wrote in her head. She expected you to chase. She expected the drunk texts. She expected the long paragraphs explaining your feelings. She expected you to fight for her, because that is what she has been told. Love looks like, that is what the movies promised her. That is what her ego demanded of you, but you didn't. You stayed in the void. You maintained the radio silence, and this creates a vacuum in her mind. Nature abhors a vacuum, and the female mind abhors uncertainty even more. The orbiters she was entertaining, the new guys in her DMs, they are starting to feel stale. Their attention is cheap, it is low effort, it is generic. Hey, beautiful, what are you doing? You look hot. It washes over her like static noise, it doesn't penetrate. Because deep down she knows they don't know her. They only want her skin, they don't know her mind, they don't know her history, they are not you. And suddenly a thought creeps in. Why hasn't he reached out? Is he really okay with it? Did I mean so little to him? This is the spark. The first flicker of doubt in her conviction. Curiosity is the seed of obsession, and you have just planted it deep in her subconscious. She picks up the phone, but she doesn't text you no. Her pride is still too strong for that. She initiates the digital drive-by. She becomes a ghost in your machine. She checks your stories, but maybe she uses a burner account. Or maybe she asks a mutual friend, hey, have you heard from him? I just hope he's doing okay. I don't want him to do anything stupid. She frames it as concern. She frames it as pity, but do not be deceived. It is not pity, it is surveillance. She is checking for a pulse. She needs to know that you are still hurting. She needs to verify that she is still the main character in your tragedy. If she sees you are sad, she feels relieved. She goes back to stage 1. But if she sees nothing, if she sees you posting a picture of a sunset or a gym workout, or just living your life without her, or worse, if she sees absolutely nothing at all, panic begins to simmer. The narrative is breaking down. She thought she was the prize you lost, but your behavior suggests that maybe, just maybe, you were the one who walked away from a bad deal. Maybe you aren't mourning her. Maybe you are recovering from her. This is the psychological twist. By doing nothing, you are doing everything. You are forcing her to fill in the blanks. And the human imagination is a cruel artist. It paints pictures of you moving on. It paints pictures of you being happy. It paints pictures of you realizing you are better off without her chaos. She checks her phone again. Still nothing. The glitch persists. The system is failing. And her curiosity is transforming from a passive thought into an active itch underneath her skin. She needs a reaction. She needs a ping. She needs to know the server is still online, but you are offline. You're gone. And for the first time, she wonders if the door she locked is actually locked from the outside. Curiosity has a shelf life. It spoils quickly, and when it rots, it turns into rage. This is stage 3, the extinction burst in behavioral psychology. When a lab rat presses a lever, and the food pellet stops coming, it does not just walk away, it presses the lever harder, it presses the lever faster, it bites the lever, it screams at the lever. She is the rat, you are the lever. And your attention was the pellet. Now that the mechanism is jammed, she is not going to just accept it. She's going to try to break the machine. Silence is no longer a mystery. Silence is now an insult. How dare you? How dare you not chase her? How dare you not validate her existence? Does she mean nothing? Is she that easily forgotten? Her ego cannot process this rejection, so it weaponizes itself. She needs to provoke a reaction. Any reaction. Love is preferred, but hate will suffice, because hate is still passion and indifference is the enemy. Watch her social media now. The tone shifts. Subtlety is thrown out the window here. Come the thirst traps, the angles become more aggressive. The captions become more pointed, unbothered, living my truth. Finally free from toxic energy. She is subtweeting you. She is posting quotes about narcissism. She is sharing articles about emotional unavailability. She is rewriting history in real time, painting you as the villain and herself as the survivor. She might even reach out to your friends. I'm just worried about him. He's acting so weird. I think he's having a mental breakdown. She is trying to bait you into a defense. She wants you to see it. She wants you to get angry. She wants you to text her and say, "Widodo, what are you talking about? Why are you posting that?" If you do that, she wins. You have pressed the lever. You have proven that she still owns your emotional state. You have proven that her actions dictate your reactions. And just like that, her anxiety vanishes. She feels safe again because she's back in control. But if you hold the line, if you let the insults fly, and they hit nothing but air, if she posts the trap and you don't even view the story, if she tells the lie and you don't even defend the truth, her anger will consume itself. Fire needs oxygen to burn, and your attention is the oxygen. Without it, she is just shouting into a void. She is dancing for an audience of none. She looks crazy, and deep down, she knows it. This is the hardest phase for men because your instinct is to defend your honor. Your instinct is to set the record straight. I'm not the bad guy here. She's the one who left. Suppress that instinct. Let her paint you as the villain. Let her tell her stories. Let her scream at the walls. The truth does not need a defense. The truth just is. And her anger is not about you. It is about her inability to control you. It is the tantrum of a child who realizes the parent has left the room. Let her rage. Let her burn. Because ash is all that will be left, and ash is brittle. Ash crumbles, and soon the anger will run out of fuel. Anger is expensive. It burns calories, it burns emotional reserves, it burns bridges, and eventually the fire runs out of fuel. She is tired now. The rage phase yielded nothing. You did not react to the insults. You did not view the stories. You did not defend your character. You remained a ghost. So the strategy must change. If brute force did not break down the door, perhaps a key will unlock it. This is stage 4, the bargaining phase, or as I call it, the negotiation of power. This is the most dangerous phase for you because it looks like progress. It looks like peace. It looks like she's coming back, but do not be deceived. She is not coming back. She is checking the locks. Suddenly, out of nowhere, your phone lights up and it is her name. Your heart skips a beat, the dopamine rushes back in, and you stare at the message. "Hey, I think I left my blue shirt at your place. Happy birthday. Hope you're doing well. Did you change the Netflix password? I saw this meme and thought of you." These are called breadcrumbs. They are small. They are low effort and they are designed to be meaningless, but they are heavy with intent. She is not asking about the shirt. She does not care about the shirt. She can buy 10 shirts. She is pinging the server. She is sending a sonar pulse into the deep to see if the submarine is still lurking, to see if you're still waiting, to see if she still owns you. She wants to know, if I reach out, will he grab my hand? If I give him an inch, will he take a mile? She needs to know that she can still access you, that she still has a foothold in your life, that the door is not bolted shut. This is plausible deniability. If you respond with excitement, if you say, OMG, yes, I missed you, come get the shirt, she will recoil, she will say, whoa, chill, I just want my shirt. She retains the power. She frames you as the desperate one, and she walks away with her ego refilled, satisfied that she is still the prize. But if you ignore it, or if you respond hours later with dry, polite indifference, I'll check later. Thanks. No idea. You ruin the negotiation. You refuse to come to the table. You refuse to haggle for your own value. And this terrifies her. Most men fail here. They see the breadcrumb as a feast. They think, she's thinking about me. This is my chance to fix it. And they vomit their feelings all over the screen. They negotiate against themselves. They apologize for things they didn't do just to keep the conversation going. Do not do it. Bargaining is a test of frame. She is testing your resolve. She is testing your strength. She is seeing if the no contact was a tactic or a lifestyle. If you fold now, you confirm that you were just pretending to be strong. You confirm that you were just waiting by the phone, like a dog waiting for its owner to come home. An attraction cannot exist without respect, and you cannot respect a man who waits for scraps. She is trying to negotiate a friendship or a situationship where she gets your attention without your commitment, where she gets your emotional support without your physical presence. She wants the boyfriend benefits without the girlfriend responsibilities. Rejection is binary. You're either together or you are not. There is no middle ground. There is no just checking in. There is no friendly chat. Not after a breakup. Not when feelings are still raw. So when the text comes, and it will come, recognize it for what it is. It is a probe. It is a biological sensor check, and the only winning move is to give her zero data, to remain an enigma, to let her wonder if you even read it at all. Because if she can't negotiate with you, if she can't bargain for your attention, she has to pay the full price, or walk away empty-handed, and she is not used to walking away empty-handed. The games are over. The anger has burned out, the bargaining failed, the silence remains, and now reality sets in like a cold front. This is stage 5, the neurochemical crash. Also known as the void. For weeks, she has been running on adrenaline. She has been running on ego. She's been running on the assumption that you are still there, just out of sight, waiting for her permission to return, but the silence has stretched too long. It has crossed the threshold of strategy and entered the territory of permanence. And this is where the female brain does something fascinating and terrifying. It begins to hallucinate. It activates a mechanism called the fading affect bias. This is a survival instinct, deep in the limbic system, designed to keep humans bonded, designed to ensure reproduction. Her brain begins to edit the tape. It deletes the arguments, it deletes the boredom, it deletes the reasons she left, it deletes the times she rolled her eyes at you, and it begins to amplify the highlights. It creates a montage of your greatest hits. Suddenly, she doesn't remember that you were clinking. She remembers how safe she felt when you held her. She doesn't remember your flaws. She remembers the inside jokes. She remembers the smell of your hoodie. She remembers the way you looked at her. Before she broke your heart. She is no longer rewriting history to make you the villain. She is rewriting history to make you the one that got away. The phantom of you becomes perfect, and you cannot compete with a ghost, but she cannot touch a ghost either. And then the second wave hits, the wave that drowns her, the fear of replacement. This is not just jealousy, this is biological horror. She realizes that if you are not chasing her, you might be chasing someone else, or worse, someone else might be chasing you. Her imagination becomes her own torture chamber. She starts to visualize the other woman. She doesn't have a face yet, but she has qualities. She is everything she wasn't. She is patient where she was, demanding. She is appreciative where she was critical. She is feminine where she was abrasive. She imagines you taking this new woman to your spots, the restaurant you discovered together, the park bench where you first kissed, the coffee shop where you spent Sunday mornings. She feels like her territory is being invaded, like her memories are being overwritten, like a squatter is moving into the home she built. This triggers competition anxiety. It It attacks her self-worth at the root. Was I not enough? Did he upgrade? Is she prettier than me? Is she better in bed? The thought keeps her awake at night. She stares at the ceiling, and the silence of her room is deafening. She checks her phone, not to see if you texted, but to see if you're online, to see if your follower count went up, to see if a new name liked your photo. Every new female follower is a threat. Every ambiguous caption is a clue. She is investigating her own obsolescence. She is watching her relevance fade in real time. This is the crash. The dopamine is gone, the serotonin is depleted, the cortisol is spiking, she feels physically ill, her chest feels tight, her stomach turns, she loses her appetite. This is not missing you. This is withdrawal. Hard chemical withdrawal. Her body is screaming for the source, and the source is gone. She realizes she miscalculated. She thought she was the player and you were the NPC, the non-player character who would just wait in the lobby until she was ready to play again. But she looks at the screen and realizes the game continued without her. You leveled up and she is still stuck on the same level alone, the confidence of the victory lap. Stage 1 seems like a lifetime ago. The curiosity stage 2 seems childish. The anger. Stage 3 seems embarrassing. The bargaining stage 4 seems desperate. Now, there is only the void. She tries to fill it. Maybe she goes on a date with one of the orbiters, but it backfires. He laughs too loud, he doesn't get her jokes. He tries too hard, and every moment she spends with him only highlights what she had with you. She comes home, washes the makeup off her face, looks in the mirror and sees the truth staring back. She didn't just lose a boyfriend, she lost her fan, she lost her witness, she lost the one person who actually knew who she was beneath the mask, and the terrifying thought settles in. He really isn't coming back. I really messed this up. I am actually alone. The panic is not loud, it is quiet. It is a sinking feeling like watching a ship sail away. Knowing you are the one who untied the rope, and you are the one left on the dock with nothing but your pride to keep you warm, and pride, as she is learning, is a very cold blanket. Panic is unsustainable. The human body cannot live in a state of emergency forever. Eventually the adrenaline fades, the cortisol drops, and what is left behind is a quiet, permanent, dull ache. This is stage 6, the permanent scar, also known as surrender. This is the end of the line. The fight is over. She is no longer angry. She is no longer bargaining. She is no longer manic. She is just resigned. She accepts the new reality. You are gone, and you are not coming back. The door she thought was revolving is actually welded shut. This is the moment of ego. Death. For months, she protected herself with narratives. He needs me. He'll be back. He's just playing hard to get. Now those narratives have collapsed under the weight of your silence. She realizes that she held a diamond and she treated it like glass. She realizes that your value was not in your compliance but in your ability to walk away. Scarcity creates value, and by remaining scarce, you have become the most valuable thing she ever lost. This is where the regret calcifies. It stops being an active emotion and becomes a part of her history, a scar tissue on her timeline. She will date other men, she will smile again, she will eventually move on, but she will never forget the man who had the strength to leave her. She will compare every new man to you. He's nice, but he doesn't have his drive. He's cute, but he doesn't challenge me like he did. You become the phantom limb, the missing piece that she can still feel. Even though it is no longer there psychologically, this is where she respects you the most. Women cannot love men they can control. And by proving you are uncontrollable, by proving you prioritize your self-respect over her validation, you earn her ultimate respect. Even if she never tells you, she might reach out during this phase, but it won't be a breadcrumb, it won't be a game, it will be a genuine, humble, vulnerable attempt to apologize, or to simply say goodbye properly because the ego is gone and only the human remains. Or she might never contact you again, not because she doesn't care, but because she knows she doesn't deserve to. She knows she burned the bridge, and she respects you too much to try and swim across the river. She accepts the consequences of her actions, and she carries the weight of that lesson into her future. This is the tragedy of modern dating. We often only learn the value of a person after we have forced them to leave. We only appreciate the silence after we have made too much noise. So, to the men watching this. Understand the gravity of what you are doing. No, contact is not a game. It is not a tactic to get a text back. It is a transformation. It is a crucible. If you break it, if you cave during stage 3 or 4, you rob her of this lesson. You rob her of the chance to grow, and you rob yourself of the respect you deserve. But if you hold the line, if you weather the storm, if you let her go through the panic, the anger, the bargaining, and the crash, you give her a gift, the gift of clarity, the gift of realizing that you are not an option. You are a standard. Be the standard, not the safety net. Be the scar, not the scab, because scabs fall off and are forgotten. But scars remain. They're a testament to something that was real, something that mattered, and something that is never ever coming back the same way again. This is the psychology of regret. It is not pretty, it is not fair, but it is real. And now you know exactly what she is feeling while you are staring at that black screen. Do not light it up. We are done. The autopsy is complete. The patient has flatlined. You now hold the map to the territory she is walking alone. Use this knowledge wisely. Do not use it to torture. You need it to liberate yourself from the illusion that she is winning. She is not winning. She is grieving. If you want to understand the dark psychology of attraction, if you want to master the mind before you touch the skin, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which stage broke you in the past and which stage are you watching her go through right now? Class dismissed.